So, hey everybody, here I am ready to do an energy update. So, I'm live on Insta and on YouTube. Just because of my eyesight, I won't be able to see your comments on Insta. If you'd like for me to see your comments, please join me on YouTube, which my compadre was supposed to be commenting the link for my YouTube. Apparently not. He'll be back. He'll comment the link. My channel on YouTube is Emmie Evolving. I'm live both on YouTube and Insta. So I'm going to do an energy update right now. I had asked what this update is about, so that way we can have an idea of what it is we're going to be hearing. Whew. And the message is intense. Breakdown to build up. So some of us are going to be experiencing a breakdown. Okay. Does that mean you're going to have an emotional breakdown? Not necessarily. It does mean, though, that some constructs that you have participated in will be broken down for you. Okay. These are thought patterns. These are the ways in which you cope, the ways in which you process life, things like that. That will definitely be reconstructed. Okay. So if you've been feeling, a lot more struggle to process things that are going on, struggle to move forward from certain connections, what other types of struggles? Struggle to understand. Hey, Daddy, are you on the Insta? Can you share it on the Insta, the link? I posted it on Facebook. So if you're struggling to understand the causation of whatever effect it is you're trying to understand, this probably pertains to you. So let us see. These cards are interesting. Definitely interesting. The funniest thing about this type of process, this breakdown to build up process, is that right before you're broken down, you really think you understand it all. You really think you have that aha moment and are totally like, I get it. I get life now. I understand. I am ascended. I've gone through an ascension process and I'm there. You're right there to be broken down. I've gone through this process many times. That's how it usually goes for me. That's why I don't like to be broken down. So at this point, I don't know shit. I'm nowhere. I don't know nothing. Oh my gosh. All right, let's just. All right, guys. Is there another deck that you want me to pull from? What is this? Nope. Nope, I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want that. Okay, here, final deck. And then we have 2 clarifier decks in case we need it. 2 clarifiers in case we need it. Just in case. And I make it home tonight. Let me make love to you for the last time, baby. All right. It's pretty early where I'm at. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. Where are you guys all from? Are you guys all up for the morning, for the day? Ooh, you experienced a deep emotional breakdown yesterday. Ooh, girl. She put, let it consume me through the fire. Down to the core. That's what I'm talking about. If you're going to fight this breakdown process, it's going to hurt so much more. Whew. Got my upper lip sweating. Good God. Woo. That's how you know this intense, girlfriend. Oh, why is Sagittarius keep coming up? Jesus, Mary, Joseph. 3 wise men, the baby in the manger, all the fucking animals in the field. Sorry. All right. Not that I have anything against Sagittarius. It's just, I don't know. Like, what do you see? It's the card that says, I see. So, card number 13, free spirit. What's going on is, again, you're being consumed by those flames, okay? You are a free spirit being tempered. Now, in order to forge steel, in order to forge a sword, you have to go through really hot flames. And that's basically what's going on. You're being recreated. You're no longer, your soul is no longer in agreement with you simply being a raw material. Okay. Many of us, not all, but many of us are entering a stage of our development where our soul needs us to begin really cultivating the areas within our consciousness that will turn us into a usable thing. All right. It's the rebuilding. This is what's going on, the rebuilding. Your higher self is going to bring to you the very circumstance that's going to ignite the fire. Okay. Not all of us exist in a fiery environment. Not all of us have this internal fire that gets us triggered to the point where we begin to develop, consciously tap into aspects of ourselves that needs to be tapped into. If you haven't already been triggered, you're about to be. All right. And this is not about, because for so many people, they think that spirituality, your spiritual growth is all about learning how to be a doormat. The bottom line, that's what it comes down to. People have associated spiritual evolution, spiritual development with letting other people walk all over you. It's called spiritual bypassing. That if you don't remain in a high vibe, positive love and light mentality, that you're not spiritual. That's the biggest load of cock-a-doodoo I have ever heard. There is nothing spiritual about suppressing your emotion, about ignoring the fact that someone is treating you poorly, staying quiet when you should be speaking up. It's just, and I'm not trying to condemn everyone who partakes in a love and light, high vibe type of mindset, but it's not going to grow you. The cat's coming. It's not going to grow you. All it does is going to confine you, your needs, create blockages, create further distortions in your auric field, all of that, okay? All of that. And it's not about stop being too nice. It's about balance. You're right. It's about balance. Knowing where niceness and patience is called for, and when you need to rise up and tear shit down. Okay. That's what it's all about. That's really what this growth process is all about. This is about having the courage. Having courage to go ahead and enter hostile waters. Okay. Sometimes those waters will try and slam you against the shore. 77% at 748. 77748. This is about completion on the highest level. This is about recognition of the individual self, the individuated identity that you have come to know as you. 8 is about the reunification of self and soul, taking that individuated identity and reunifying it with this aspect of yourself that's a raised fractal of consciousness. I promise you, Divinity does not want you to feel as though you don't matter. Divinity would never ask you to sacrifice yourself. Okay. And for those who are still participating in religious programming, Um, if you feel you need that religious programming to connect with your divinity, please continue with it. But I will tell you, Jesus did not sacrifice himself. He was murdered. He was executed. Executed because he was helping you to remember. He was helping you to reach a state of gnosis where you know you are directly linked, hardwire connection to divinity, to what is divine. You don't need an intercessor. You are connected. And so if people are going to participate in that religious programming, just, again, if that's something that helps you to connect with your divinity, please continue with it. But if you're going to say, well, Jesus sacrificed himself, I beg to differ. He did not sacrifice himself. He was executed. He was murdered because at his, oh God, man, sorry. I just noticed what I did to my nails. I fell asleep. At the time, the environment that he existed within, he was considered a terrorist of his time because he was taking power from the establishment and giving it back to the people. So that was a terrorist act he was committing, and that is why he was executed. Okay, condemned by his peers at that. So card number 5, Mars, force, card number 5. 5. Okay. So Mars, force, this energy is very in your face. It definitely will strip everything down, and it's going to be a process. It's absolutely going to be a process. You can handle it. You can absolutely handle it. It's going to challenge you. It's going to take you to the edges of the boundary of your comfort zone, the outer limits of your comfort zone. And then it's going to grab you by your shirt and shove you over that line. And you're going to deal with it. Okay. You're going to deal with it. You're going to process it. You're going to get through it. It's going to teach you about aspects of yourself that to date you haven't really been wanting to see. Oh, I see. I see what you did there. Card number 21, Sagittarius. I see. I see what you did there. Oh my God. So it's time for you to see. Okay. Sagittarius is a centaur, half man, half horse. And it's said that the Sagittarius is a master archer, never missing its mark. You are being turned into a master archer. You have to focus on what your target is. What is the mark? What are you trying to achieve? What is the objective here? And it's also a need for you to recognize in archery, the arrow doesn't just keep moving forward. Before the forward movement, the arrow first must be pulled back. That negative charge, the resistance, is loaded into the bow. And as that arrow reaches the furthest point it can be pulled back, once you let go, once you submit to the will of soul and let go, the arrow is launched forward. So that's the process that you're being told you're about to go through right now. Oh, look at that. Look at his thickness. He is just a thick one, isn't he? Hey, he got a dad bod. Anyways, I never noticed this little child right here. This little cherub, you know? I think that's your inner child. Your inner child is getting ready. Ooh, is that a sundial? Ooh. 310. 310. Hold on, guys. Angel number 310. That is a message. Okay. You may be finding yourself in a situation where your help is always needed. If you do not encourage others often, angel number 310 wants you to begin doing so. 310 is a sign that you should not only think about yourself at all times. Let me see. It also brings an important message from your angels to keep your state of mind light and bright and maintain a positive attitude and optimistic outlook. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm just looking. And this number is also reminding you to be more self-reliant. It's time for you to become more dependent upon your own devices. Let's see. And it does equal 40. Okay, that's it. That's all I want to look for. Very, very interesting. I've never noticed there appears to be a sundial, and it looks like it says 310. And I never noticed a little cherub riding on the back of the dad bod. That's hot. Okay. So as you recognize, you are the bow, you are the arrow, you are the archer's hand. This is your life that you are cultivating. You have to take full responsibility for it. Not only are you supposed to help yourself, you're also supposed to help encourage others. And you do that not by getting on a soapbox and telling other people what to do. You help encourage others by simply, Felix, do not violate my couch. I'm so sorry, guys. Felix, come here, boy. Come here, shitty cat. This cat. Hello, shitty boy. You such a shitty cat. Come here. Hello, shitty cat. He was trying to claw my couch. Anyways, this is about you sailing into the waters to reach a remembrance of your enlightenment. You are already enlightened. This concept that you have to work your entire life to become a being outside of yourself, an enlightened being, and you're somehow flawed, you are a sinner, you come into this life broken. All of that is just so ridiculous to me personally. I'm going to put you down. Do not destroy my couch. Okay? Please do not destroy my couch. Kiss me. I love it. You're such a good boy. Oh, you're my shitty cat. There. Anyways, now that I have cat fur all over my face. So you're sailing back to yourself. This is about you sailing back to yourself, okay? You're already enlightened. You need to find the courage to accept this fact. We are an enlightened species. We really, truly are. We're existing in a state of refusal to accept who we are. As long as you continue to fully partake in this phantom matrix of control, oppression, separation, competition, then you're not going to reclaim all your parts. As long as you continue to believe that you should only exist in one state, the whole love and light thing, high vibe thing, you're not going to reclaim all your parts. As a matter of fact, if you look at that statement, the high vibe statement, through the eyes of Keylontic science, through the eyes of Kathara, you will definitely recognize the whole thing is bullshit because of the oscillation rate. A high vibration is tied to the oscillation rate. What that means, if you have a high vibration, by virtue of that law of unified field physics, you will have a low frequency. You don't want a high vibe. You don't. High vibe means low frequency. If your dimensional level of consciousness is determined on the frequency, that means you have lowered yourself. Let that sink in. The goal is to raise the frequency. In order to raise the frequency, you must lower the vibration. A higher vibration means the rate at which your subatomic particles spin It's directly affected. It makes you more magnetic, meaning you're pulling things into you. Your particles are coming in, becoming more dense. Do you want to be more dense? Or do you want to be electric and expand? This is a process of expanding your consciousness. So high vibe is the opposite of consciousness expansion. The exact opposite. Opposite. So card number 4, believe. You have to begin believing in yourself. You have to begin believing in yourself. Okay? You have to understand that you are the most powerful thing in your life. Look at this. 4, believe. Card number 13, 1 plus 3. It's 4. Repetition. When the numbers repeat, that usually is a clue for me personally to pay closer attention, like something profound is being expressed by soul. And here, many of us are in a type of winter within ourselves. Things have become icy between the self and the soul. Okay? There's a need for us to reconnect. It's absolutely time to reconnect. And it looks like we're getting there. We're getting there. It definitely looks like we're getting there. This to me is the higher self expressing a desire to reconnect, fully aware, watching what the self is doing. This is the self preparing to free fall back into its greatness. This is the process of ascension, you know, definitely the process of ascension. Let's see. Card number 29, shine. It's time to shine. It's time for you to be more like the peacock. The peacock is not ashamed of the fact that it's a beautiful creation. It just is. Whoever wants to watch the peacock can watch. And the peacock definitely does not feel ashamed in any way, shape, or form for existing. It's time for you to stop feeling so ashamed because of the fact that you exist. Comparing yourself to others, like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not where they are yet. You're not meant to be where they are. You're meant to be where you are right now. Okay? The truth of spirituality is that there is no timeline. There is no guidebook from which to do spirituality by. You know, the whole comparing yourself and your journey to someone else, it doesn't honor you. It really, really, really doesn't honor you. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, learning the very things you're supposed to be learning in this moment. So here it is. You're being given guidance in how to play the song of your heart. Okay? This is simply guidance. You're being told what the notes are, and it's up to you. If you want to be the artist and make that song your own, which I think you should. I think that's the whole point of this message, encouraging you to make this heart song your own, not just a reiteration of someone else's song. Okay, you're not playing a cover song. You have to make it your own. Excuse me. Simplicity. Joy, joy. My dog is trying to mount my cat. Joy. And then see, because you chase her, Felix. Come here, Joy. Come on. Come on. Stay up here so the cat can't beat you up. Stop it, Felix. Come here, Joy. He's trying to gobble you up, girl. Know when it's time to walk away. Stop, cat. Do you guys see that? He's trying to still beat her up. Are you okay? He got you good that time. He got you by your face. Stay up here so he can't get you. Okay. Y'all are like children. Simplicity. Make your journey a very simple one. You don't have to do all this pomp and circumstance. 88% at 804. 88% at 804. These animals in their fur. I think I have dog hair on my face. The whole pomp and circumstance needs to stop. You know, a lot of people like to advertise how much they've meditated, how they've, you know, their diet, their lifestyle, all of that. That's wonderful for you, whoever it is that needs that validation, that external validation. But the fact is, you make decisions for yourself. You do what you need for your growth, and screw everything else. Seriously, screw everything else. If you're gonna adhere to certain lifestyle, dietary preferences that are not in alignment with what you need as an individual, you're not gonna progress very well. You're just not. You're making it a lot harder for yourself. A lot harder for yourself. So you have to make sure, does this dietary preference suit my needs? Do I feel amazing when I'm adhering to this dietary plan? Is this lifestyle something that makes me feel very happy, makes me feel very fulfilled? If it doesn't, then you have to find something else. How are you going to growl at someone outside of the house, but you let the cat bite the hell out of you? Girl, go down. You go fight with the cat. You're going to fight with the world. You fight with the cat. All right. Anyways. So I got fur all over my damn face. Fluffy animals and moisturizer do not mix. They don't. Card number 15, Gemini, I think. This is about really allowing your different halves, your different parts, to reunify its center. Allowing the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark, to reunify its center, to allow yourself to become whole. Now, Gemini is said to be a twin. With that, you know, it's really like your two halves, the light and the dark, needing to come together. Gemini also is very good at talking about surface things, but still talking. Let's see. I feel like this has to do with you're needing to communicate. Let me see what else it says. Ties into the Lovers card. It's about paying attention, mindfulness, talking, writing, explanation, versatility. These are all the key concepts that you have to allow back into your field of awareness. You have to allow yourself to begin really, really exploring these aspects of yourself in your journey. Let us go ahead. If you are watching me on Insta, after this, I'm going to be going live again on YouTube to do the rest of the zodiac signs. So my YouTube channel is Emmie Evolving. Hold on real quick. All right. These cards are so slippery. Let's get some further messages. So the breakdown to build up was going on. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 9. Okay. Ooh, oh, shit. Okay. Uh-huh. These are pretty cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Ooh. So the whole message here was the breakdown to build up that many of us, not all, but many of us will be going through a process that really, really brings to our attention that linear thinking. Card number 32, linear thinking. The trajectory of soul is not linear. It is a crystic spiral. If you don't know what that is, it's often represented by its negative counterpart, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio. So this is about you recognizing you're not going to walk the same path as everyone else. You have your own divine ratio that you're going to be tapping into. Before you can get there, you're probably going to experience a state of emptiness. Card 108. This state of emptiness has a lot to do with you being drained intentionally, either by individuals in your life, by energies, by whatever it is, but you are being intentionally drained so that you can be refilled. Okay, the breakdown to build up. You are being drained to be refilled. So don't fight the draining. It's a part of your refilling process, right? Card number 5, fluidity. This is about allowing yourself to travel through all the little nooks and crannies within your life. You're not just going to continue to walk on the floorboards. You need to find out what's dropped, fallen between the cracks, and been lost. Those are not aspects of you that are lost. Okay? Those are just aspects of you that are contained within tight spaces, hidden away for safekeeping. 92% at 811. Wow. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's time for you to become very, very fluid. The most powerful state you can exist within is flexibly strong. Being rigid ensures the breaking. Okay. So, I'm told these two go together. Card number 86, equal value philosophy. No longer do you need to try and prove that your philosophy, your beliefs are somehow superior to someone else's. Okay. Those days are gone. You don't have to do that anymore. You simply have to just walk your path. Whatever that is, go ahead and do it. You don't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. Card number 79, renewed hope. This is to let you know that whatever beliefs you had about yourself once upon a time of how you're not as good or as advanced or as developed as other people, let that go already. Okay? Let that go already. Allow yourself, and look, tell me that doesn't look more fluid. Tell me that doesn't look like heart energy mixed with solar plexus. This is about understanding much of your power first must be filtered through your heart before it's allowed to rise up to your throat, rise up to your third eye and your crown space. Card number 19, the feminine principle. This is about you allowing yourself to embrace more of that feminine aspect within you. That reunification that we've been talking about, reunification is imminent, reunification is imminent. What if that reunification was never about an individual, a twin flame? What if that was about reunifying the things within yourself, your masculine and feminine, allowing the feminine aspects of yourself to nurture the wounded masculine aspects? What if it's that? This is about self-healing, okay? We have a primal fear, card number 28, primal fear, okay? We do have reptilian coding within us. That's why at the very earliest stages as a zygote, these animals. That's why at the earliest stages of your embryonic development, you resemble a reptilian, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have this within our coding. We have reptilian as well as angelic. We are a created species. We truly are. But this primal fear progression, it leads to a hive mind. And this is what's going on with humanity right now. It's so dangerous for you to be on your own, to think for yourself. So the more of us that believe something, regardless of its truth or not, the safer it will be. This this is very evident with many of the world's religions, as well as the vaccination program. All of it really ties into our fear. It amplifies our fear and utilizes that fear to cause us to partake in systems, belief structures that we don't even really know if we believe this. We really don't even know if we believe this. If you think about it, there are people who believe certain religious things, and I'm not necessarily, I am anti-religion, but I'm not going to try and convince you not to be religious. If you need religion to continue with your spiritual path, by all means, please continue. What's most important is that you remain connected to your divinity. But I am anti-religion, okay? Being a Catholic and really indoctrinated from the time I was born, no, it's like this thing that I observed. And Catholicism isn't the only religion that does this. Quite a few do this. Everyone has to share your beliefs, or they're going to be condemned to hell, or they're going to be punished for this. Why? Why are you going to be punished if we're here to explore whatever this creation is and to co-create it? Why are you going to be punished for not adhering to a program? Because last I remember, from all the things that I was taught in theology class for all that school time, because I went to a private Catholic school from kindergarten and graduated from high school, all those years of theology, what I distinctly remember was that Jesus didn't follow the rules. He didn't. This is ultimately why he became a thorn in the side of the Pharisees, and they did what they needed to do and eliminate him. So just know, if you're participating in that hive mind programming, it's because your primal fear is being triggered. And this is not to make an excuse for your participation in something that does not honor your existence. This is to help you understand why, the root causation of this effect, this hive mind effect. It's a fear of your inability to survive. And that's an unfounded fear. It just really is. It's an unfounded fear. And if you need time to process that, then give yourself time to process it. This is not about trying to shame you for still being in that mental and emotional place where you feel you have to participate in the hive mind. This is about recognition, a process of recognition, a process of reclamation, where you're recognizing why your behaviors are what they are and how it gives your power away to someone else outside of you, and you reclaiming that power, bringing it back to yourself. Okay, you have to cultivate your environment. You really, really do. And if you're going to exist, consciously choose to exist in an environment that intentionally was created to oppress, then you have to take responsibility for that. You can't say it's someone else. You can't say, oh, wait, it's a demon. Demons can't create circumstance. They can only amplify, exacerbate an existing condition, an existing characteristic. Because I do have people who are like, oh, my boyfriend or girlfriend does this. I think it's because they have a demon. No, the demon's encouraging them. Absolutely. Absolutely. But these are things they're deciding on their own. These are things they're deciding on their own. Primarily in creation, what's going on is there are a few cases of true possession, where the person, it's a hostile takeover, something else has taken over the whole vessel. The individual's consciousness has been shoved to the side, vessel's taken over. That's a full-on possession. Most people are not possessed. Most people are what I call inhabited, meaning hey, come on in, be my roomie. Hey, roommate. And they're allowing the occupation of their space, a cohabitation with this other thing in exchange for something. I don't know what, not my business. Unless you make it my business, it's not my business. Okay, this is a part of your trajectory, your path, whatever you need to learn from that, you will learn. I believe in you. I believe you have the ability to learn from it and grow from it. But that's what's going on. And that parasitic influence is definitely exacerbating that primal fear that leads to the hive mind. It's suppressing and distorting the feminine principle. We look at modern feminism now, and it's really an expression of the feminine wounds, the toxic wounds of the feminine. There is no need to bash. Oh my God. Sorry. They trampled all over my husband's laptop. They don't need animals. Stop fighting. You guys, I'm gonna have to go. Felix, let Joy, come here, Joy. Hurry, Joy, hurry. Don't let him bite your throat. Girl, don't let him bite you. You're gonna get a boo-boo. Y'all are ridiculous. They're biting each other's throats. Hey. You're both going to be in trouble if any of you start bleeding. That is not good playing. Oh my God. Let me just focus. I assume they like it. No one's running away. Card number 84, forgiveness and gratitude. Okay. You have to forgive yourself for participating in things that you didn't know were this detrimental to your growth. You have to forgive yourself. When you know better, you do better. Okay? When you know better, you do better. So this is about you allowing yourself to really swim out of those toxic waters. Now, for some, the things that I've said are very, I guess, upsetting because it challenges your existence the way it is. I'm not here to convince you of anything, to be honest. I'm here as a trigger, as a catalyst for your own thinking, for your own personal process to be allowed to rise to the surface, instead of forcing you to continue to participate in paradigms of control that, definitely have confined you. It's time to set yourself free. Yeah, they're playing, but the only thing is they're biting real hard, each other's throats and yanking. I don't know if you guys can hear all this bell ringing. It's a death match over there. And Mr. Felix hasn't, he took off. Joy. He's had enough. Come here. Joy. Come here, girl. Shh. Joy, come here. Come here, Joy. He's had enough. I'm trying to teach her that when he runs off, that means he's had enough. And then when she comes running back to me, he runs after her. These two. All right. So let's get you guys your final messages. Felix. Come here, boy. Felix. Oh, now he don't care. Now he don't care. I'm sorry, I am Midwest. He don't care enough to come to me right now. All right, let's see. It's like when you watch your children rough play. I can't do that. I just can't. You can't let your I assume they like it. It used to be a case of Felix getting beat up real bad by Joy, fur everywhere. But now I think he likes it. He stalks her. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to kill you. He has claws. And he bites her too. He bites her, and he doesn't just bite her. He grabs a mouthful of her, and then he pulls and yanks. He's like, I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to really hurt her. But she hasn't yelped yet, so I don't know. Maybe she likes it. Final shuffle. Oh, hello. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. All right. Here goes. So, there is a revolution occurring within you and outside of you. It's time for you to stop trying to turn your back to the process that you're in. You are experiencing revolutionary levels of growth. Allow it, okay? Allow it. Whatever this triggering that's going to occur, because you're going to be triggered. If you haven't already been triggered, you definitely will be triggered soon. If you're going to go through this process, you're going to be triggered soon. So allow it. Transmute that negative emotion that you experienced during the triggering and use it as fuel for your rise. Okay? Now, you're going to be drawing to you the people and the circumstance that's going to help this process occur. You're going to see this coming too. It's going to be done in the light of your truth. You're going to see this coming. You're going to know what it is, and you're not going to be able to stop it. You're totally going to see it, eye wide open. Okay, in the light. There's shadow all around, but this is happening in the light. This is not something that you're not going to realize it's happening. You're going to know it's happening. Whether you admit it to yourself or not, that's a whole nother story. Okay? It's a whole nother story. I know these two are too much. She stopped biting Felix, and so he was calling to her. They like it, whatever. You have to learn to become flexible. In order to do that, you have to begin stretching. Okay? I heard my couch rip and saw the cat dangling. Okay. You have to stretch. You have to begin stretching to become more flexible. In order for you to become more flexible, obviously you have to stretch, and that stretching comes from stretching your consciousness, allowing yourself to expand. It's in that expansion that you experience an increase in your strength, your understanding, all of that. Okay? And I mean, if you look at her head, that's an expansion of the crown consciousness, the Christ consciousness in the 9th chakra behind the head, all of that. This is about you going through a process to relearn, because you've forgotten so much. Relearn compassion for self. The most important kind of compassion is compassion for self. Okay? Many of the people who really are consciously attempting to develop their consciousness, what they practice is compassion for everyone else, none for the self. And that's what that whole high vibe culture is about, compassion for everyone else. That's called spiritual bypassing. Okay? And no more of the spiritual bypassing. If someone does you wrong, you have to acknowledge that, either by walking away, by verbalizing a boundary has been crossed and reinforcing that boundary, or by simply, oh, I said walking away, or by, you know, full-on confrontation. I mean, you don't always have to do full-on confrontation right away. Baby steps, guys, baby steps. You don't just start dropping nukes. You don't just start dropping nukes. Baby steps. You have to respond with the appropriate level of escalation. And you have to do this consistently. All right? You can't just do this once, because sometimes people need multiple reminders to understand what your boundary is and that you're going to enforce that boundary. Now, if they can't understand that, then they have to experience your absence. If someone continues, I don't care what their label is. I don't care if they're your twin flame, if you've given them the label of Messiah. I really don't care. If you consistently experience yourself returning to toxic waters due to interactions with them, either they're convincing you that you're somehow not enough, or triggering old thought patterns, then they need to experience your absence. You need to experience absence from them so you can get clarity, so you can regain your boundaries, your bearings, get your direction back. Okay. And all of this, it's really going to awaken things that are deep within you. I believe it was Annie, like what Annie was saying, she had a total emotional breakthrough yesterday. It wasn't necessarily a breakdown, it was a breakthrough. A part of her consciousness had reached that glass ceiling, and it needed to break through so it could get to a higher level of consciousness, to be able to process at a higher level. And so this is what's going on. You're trying to break through this level, this layer that's kept you separate from a deeper form of existence. And this surface living, it's not going to continue much longer. It can't be supported. That surface living is not in alignment with the trajectory of your own soul. Now, everyone's trajectory and timeline is very different, but it's just not. It's just not, you know? You have two trying you. I say that's an acceleration. When one is trying you, you learn things at a certain rate. When two is trying you, it doubles the efficacy, accelerates the lesson. Be thankful. Learn whatever it is you need to learn from that and move forward from it. That's how I see it. You know, and you know, who the hell am I anyways? Who the hell am I? So please do subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. If you're on Insta, please go to my YouTube. I'm going to continue readings. Yeah, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. Bye, guys. So let me end Insta first. Yeah. And then let me end YouTube. I'm going to be coming back live again in a few minutes to finish off the zodiac signs. Pisces. I already did your reading, but I'm told I need to give you guys another message right now. Join me again in a few minutes. Don't step away from YouTube. I'm coming right back. Bye.